All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we are finally going to do something with the Bastion fountain pen that I ordered. So we're not going to waste a ton of time because I'm pretty stoked. Let's get into it. Okay, so big thing about fountain pens, you got to have ink. Yeah, well, I guess you got to have ink for any kind of pen, but for not Bastion, but for fountain pens specifically, you need to have a well of ink. I think they're still called ink wells. I don't know. So I was talking about this. This was in the unboxing video for that Bastion pen. This is what I've been carrying my Bastion bolt action and my Bastion fountain pen in. And so far, update on this so far, it's doing really good. I really like the little bit of patina that's getting so far. I don't necessarily carry it in my pocket too awfully much. It goes right with this guy. So usually I've got either this guy slipped on the inside of my little, I guess you'd call it a planner, or I just carry it on top of it, kind of like this, one hand. But planners I use a lot, and it's because of work. Dates and stuff. I have to write down dates as they tell me things need to get done, or got to pay things, whatnot. So so far so good on this guy. For the $15, I think this thing is a crazy freaking steal. And I'm gonna have to check out more from Leatherworks. There you go, see the brand name there. So I'm gonna have to deep dive and find out more about what they have to offer. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this guy up with ink. Now let me go ahead and preface this. I am not that experienced with fountain pens. I have had a fountain pen or two in my day. I have had a fountain pen or two, and I like them. I really do enjoy them. So I know that I'm gonna like this pen. I wanted everybody to know that I am not an expert when it comes to fountain pens. So I'm sure, because I'm gonna get some people who are experts in fountain pens commenting on this video, definitely drop your knowledge. Drop your knowledge. You don't have to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, because probably some of the things I don't. But fountain pens are probably one of those things that I don't know entirely everything about. Especially, I've done my research. I've done some looking around. I've seen kind of what I like, what I don't like, and yeah. So we're gonna take a look at this guy right here. So this is the Bastion fountain pen, and this is your Monteverde blue, Horizon blue. And I actually got this as a recommendation, from a recommendation. And I was told that this is the best blue ink you can buy for fountain pens. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully the Bastion pen likes it. If you are watching me try to open this, you're probably grinding your teeth. So am I. Jesus, who put this on here? Who put this wrapper on here? How do I not have a knife next to me? I do have a knife next to me. Ha ha. I've got a couple slippies. I think I might turn off this little fill light right here. Does that make it too dark? I feel like having that little fill light right there is making the camera try to focus on the wrong things. I've been playing around with my fill lights. I know I always just feel like my lighting is off. Like, I don't know, like I feel like it's not the way it should be. I have 3 lights, and I feel like I always have too many shadows, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I need a lighting expert. That's what I need. I need a lighting expert. So here we go. Monteverde ink. We're probably going to make a big gigantic mess, so this is going to be a ton of fun. Go ahead and get this guy out of here. So we talked about it a little bit when we did the unboxing that this does have the converter with the piston. There you are. Piston style converter. And so I've seen people do this two different kinds of ways. I've seen them stick the nib in the ink and pull it through the nib. I've seen people detach the converter and pull it through the bottom of the converter. You know, we are probably going to try through the nib. I think we're going to try it through the nib. This is your nib right here. That's a nib. All right. So I've got this already ready because, you know, reasons. Fountain pens, if you are new to fountain pens, they are messy. And yeah, that's a ton of just blue ink. Oh God, that makes me nervous. That makes me a little nervous. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pop down our piston, stick the nib in here. I'm gonna try to move my sausages so you can see the inkwell here. There we go. And we're going to pull. And it did not pull through the nib. Okay, so we might have to do this through the cartridge, which kind of sucks. Yep, see, I'm already getting blue ink all over my fingers. There we go. There it is. This probably should have been the last video I did today. So let's try it just from the cartridge here. Extend that down for just a second. Yeah, there we go. Now it's filling. And there you go. There's all the ink in the world. Go ahead and slide him back in here. Now, you can go ahead and, get the air bubbles out and fill it all the way up. I'm not going to do that because I'm still kind of hunting for the types of ink that I like. I need to remember which this should go. No? Am I wrong? Yeah? There it goes. I was like, I know I have the right side here as I almost knock over the whole freaking thing. Okay, let's go ahead and just, yeah, there we go. I feel much better. I feel much better about that ink. This isn't bad though, because I did want to do a couple blots just so we could look at that Montverde ink, Montverde, however you want to pronounce it. And that is super blue, so that is exactly what I was going for. So I'm super stoked to just give this thing a couple writes and see what we are looking at. So I have a nice little pen pad right here next to me. I'm just now realizing that I probably shouldn't gone with blue. Do I have anything in white? Hold on. Be patient. Patient, young grasshopper. I'm guessing I don't. So very light baby blue is going to have to work. So a couple things I do know is you want to keep the breather hole. So we have a breather hole. It's pretty tiny. You can see it right there. Right there, right in the little point. There's a tiny little hole. You want to keep your breather hole pointed up, and you want to let the weight of the pen rest it onto the pad. So you're not applying pressure because you have your little, like tines or like little metal fingers. Those will open, and that's what releases the ink. So the harder you press, the more they open, the more ink comes out. So really you're letting the weight of the pen do the job, which is why I thought Bastion would be a great well, honestly, that's why I thought that Bastion pen would be great, especially in stainless steel, because they are heavy and you can let the weight of the pen do the writing. So I had a little bit of a thought to that, but the second thought to that, I'm going to be 100% honest, it matches my bolt action pen, and that was a big factor. Okay, so oh Lord, all right. So sometimes when you write, after filling it up, you need to let the ink's going to have to run to the front. So our first couple lines might be just kind of meh, but we'll see. No, it's not. So oh, this is not the Bastion bolt action. So this is the Bastion fountain pen. I like the way it writes so far. It's not quite as smooth as I was hoping it was going to be, but he may just need to work his stuff out. You know, he may have some family issues going on, and he's trying to work through it before he becomes smooth. And so that could be the possibility. You know, also pens like this typically do write better whenever you're doing, you know, cursive or signatures. So, oh God, I haven't written cursive in so long. Oh man. Yeah, I don't remember how to, I do remember how to write in cursive, but me being on camera is not the right place for me to try to write in cursive. So, let's just write out a small little sentence. Let's see here. So we'll go, okay, yeah, it's starting to write pretty nice. So I'm digging it so far. It's getting smoother as I write. I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know what I don't think pens are supposed to have a break-in period, but they might need to. So, oh, I might need to replace the ink in this. This is the Bastion bolt action pen. There we go. Give us a little frame of reference. I'm trying to write fast, so we're not just watching me write, you know. But you can see how much heavier that blue ink is coming out of that fountain pen. And this is a fine tip, so you can get extra fine, fine, medium. I know you can get all different kinds. So I would be kind of intrigued to find out what one of the nibs is that's like a heavy flow, because this is a fine point and it already writes like a gel pen. Like, look, you can see some bleeding going on some of the bigger letters that I probably didn't just write it too fast. But not much. And this is, I mean, you can see the brand of this. This is Docket. This is cheap paper. So usually with a fountain pen, you want to write with a little bit better paper, contract paper, you know, stuff, legal paper, stuff like that. Art paper. And you definitely won't get as much bleeding. So it is actually writing on this pretty well. I really thought we were going to get a ton of bleeding going on, but I think because this is a fine nib, that might be what's helping us out here to keep it from looking all kinds crazy and not transferring properly. So let's do some squigglies. Pressing, and then I'll press harder for this one. Yeah, so we'll do a light line, just the weight of the pen. I'll apply a little bit of pressure, and then I'll apply more pressure. And then I'm just going to draw a picture. Give him a little nose. Oh wait, he needs hair like me. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think we probably wrote with this enough. It feels nice. The weight really isn't bad. One thing I will say after just handling it just for a few minutes, like this This is a beast. He weighs a lot. He is, I think I did this in the last video, but just to be 100% certain. The weight of the Bastion fountain pen is 2.5 ounces, and if I do the bolt action pen, it's 2.8. So you can see it's very, very close in weight to the bolt action. If you have used that pen, it is a heavy, heavy, heavy pen. But real quick before I put that away, the first thing I noticed is once you get rid of this cap, that's a lot of the weight. Yeah, see, that's a whole ounce right here worth of stainless. So, yes, once you remove the cap, this becomes much, much, much better to write with. Just because it is a fountain pen, so you get, most of the time when you pull out that fountain pen, you're looking for that little bit more of a delicate look. We can see down here on the bottom, I did kind of just let the pen weight, a little bit of medium pressure, and then a little bit harder pressure. I did the same thing for these lines. See how thin it is? It goes up to medium, and then you get a little bit darker. And not a whole lot of skipping on that masterpiece that I put right there on the side. I pushed it a little bit harder on the left side, and then a little bit lighter on the right side. So, as far as this Montverde ink goes, it looks like the Bastion pen likes it a little bit. I don't think, let's see, I don't think there's any scratching going on. It might be a little scratchy. It feels almost a little dry. Just a tad. So, I don't know. I might have to tweak it. So, something you may not know about, and this is probably something, there are actually people out there that will not really customize, but tune your pens. So, if you didn't know, things like fountain pens, there is a whole subcategory of stuff for fountain pens. Fountain pens is a kind of like you have your EDC community. Fountain pens is a community of its own. What are they called? Are they called like penmeisters or something? I know that is not what they're called. I hope that's not what they're called. But yeah, so kind of like when you buy a new knife, you have people out there that you can give your fountain pen to, and they will tune it for you. Yeah. I don't know. I might. We'll see, because this is relatively a cheap pen, and I don't know how much something like that would cost. It feels a little scratchy, so sometimes I know they will like polish down the nib, because at the end of that nib there, you have like this, I believe it's iridium. I don't even know if the camera's going to be able to pick this up. It's too small. At the very end right here, there's a tip, and that tip is usually made out of really hard metal, like iridium or something. And sometimes they'll polish that down so it glides easier. Adjust the two fingers, the tines that are on the end, and then you have that ink puller, whatever they call that. That's on the bottom. Sometimes it's like a whole world of its own. So I might just check into that and just kind of see what prices of stuff like that is. I write a ton every day. Just to give you an idea, the Schmidt ink that's in this Bastion pen, the Schmidt filler, this already needs to be replaced, and I've only had this one in there for probably right about 2 weeks, maybe going on 3 weeks. I do a little ton of writing. So, work. But that will be kind of it on the Bastion fountain pen for now. It is going to start going to work with me to be actually used. I just had it kind of sitting in my pouch until I did this video so that I could give it a shot. And now I'm actually going to start using it at work. So we'll see if it breaks in, or if even that's a thing for these. And then we will come back to the table, do an actual review, whether or not I think you should buy it. It probably won't take me long, since it's a pen, to find out, but we'll see. And then we'll go from there, and I'll just give you my solid opinion. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, checking this channel out, checking out my video. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button, consider subscribing, and then, leave a comment, leave a like, all the good stuff. I appreciate you. Catch you on the next one.